My name's Brandon. I'm co-founder of Diamond Hands Digital, Web3 marketing agency, and my partner here, Reese.
Hey guys, how are we?
Doing good. Co-founder of Diamond Hands Digital. So today we're bringing you a short little presentation on Web3 music and a decentralized record label, HoodStarz. So take a look. Oh yeah, there we are, HoodStarified.
All right, awesome. Yeah, so really when we talk about the music industry and the current issues that we're facing, it's nothing like major, but it's more about like creative control and obviously financials when it comes to artists. So obviously being one of the main issues is financial difficulty. So this is why I believe with NFTs, fundraising is going to be a huge thing that's going to change. When artists sign to labels, what they essentially are doing is, in most cases, they're trading off some of their ownership for a bit of money up front. Now, this is to either quit their job, work full-time doing their music, set up marketing, rollouts, all those kind of fun things. But as I'm sure you guys all know, this costs money. Now, this is where the record labels today are currently taking advantage of young up-and-coming artists. So what they're doing essentially is they're signing them, giving them an upfront fee, and saying, get your work done. But what they don't realize, these artists, is this is actually a loan. So with this loan, they're basically told, if your art does not sell to what we believe it should, you're actually going to have to pay this money back. And then they get stuck into contracts, and it can get quite messy. So we believe that with the implementation of blockchain, NFTs, and things of that nature, that this industry could really be shaken up and traditional record labels could be severely changed, and in our case, decentralized record labels will have a huge impact.
Yeah, cool. So then on the other side of the spectrum, let's say an artist signs a deal and receives an advance payment to record an album in, say, 1 year, right? So, you know, this means over the duration of that year, all the studio time, marketing, living expenses, you know, all that kind of stuff, it's pretty expensive, right? So, you know, while it sounds like a good deal at the start, it turns out to seem like a little bit more of like, on the back end of that, not so great. So, you know, what they don't mention is the advance payment. You know, one received to get this all done was actually a loan. So you already went over it.
Yeah.
Sweet. So this is kind of the current limitations of the artist side of things. All right, now the limitations for the fans. Oh, my bad. A little technical difficulty. All right, let's go. So whilst the course of the artists behind the art are super important, nothing's more special than the connection the music can have with all you guys, the fans. So this is what makes the music language for all, and why we all love and listen to it. So that's, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and so that's essentially why we really want to emphasize the music from artist to fan connection, because one thing that we find is music hasn't really changed over the years. It's kind of the same distribution outlets. It's the same ways of connecting. It's either tours, pop-up meet and greets, real basic level connection. So what we're trying to do is implement unique Web3 methods of connection. So whether it's unique utilities like one-on-one phone calls, B-Day, happy birthday wishes, maybe even the potential to be in the exact same studio as the working artist that is your favor. Sitting there listening to them work in a studio. That, to me, that seems really cool, being a part of that creative process, and even being a part of the music video side of things, being involved in that sense. So really taking that extra step of being a fan and actually becoming a part of that world in the creative side. Yeah.
Sweet. So you guys ready for a boring slide? No, just kidding. Like, this is the most exciting part of this whole thing, right? So the power of the decentralized record label is something that really excites both of us, and I'm sure, you know, in a couple of years' time, it'll excite, you know, the whole world with the whole utility that comes with it. So you may ask, what even is a decentralized record label? And to keep it simple, it's like a new age record label that utilizes blockchain technology to personalize the fans and artists' experience. So yeah, big muscles. All right, so.
Yeah, so with our objective really is to onboard a lot of these Web 2 artists, the ones who are just uploading SoundCloud, Spotify, doing the real generic kind of rollouts. We're trying to connect with these people and onboard them into Web3, with basically the idea of releasing music NFTs for them as well as personal branding NFTs. And as well as creating a deal structure where they don't have to give up their publishing or mastering rights, meaning they're still in complete ownership of their music. They're actually having a core fan base that they can really rely on. And the way we're going to do this, do you want to go to the next slide, is through the power of decentralized record labels. So what this essentially means, to be a decentralized, meaning no one has direct authority over the record label. So this essentially means that we're going to be having our record label owned by the people. And so when we sign an artist, it's all going to be community chosen, meaning everyone's going to have who they want represent the label, and therefore they feel like when they're supporting this artist, they're actually supporting themselves as well. And so essentially, when they invest in a decentralized record label or in an artist, the better the artist does, the better their investment. So it's a two-way street. As right now, it's very one way. You know, you buy an album, and that's pretty much it. You listen to it, you might connect with a friend over it, but there's no real utility behind it. So what we're trying to do is think of the next layer of how we can connect with people and really bring them along that creative journey.
Yeah, so these fans will be incentivized to support the artists due to a revenue share structure. So that gives the investors the opportunity to have a piece of the pie, while the artists can also be expressing themselves and making their art heard by everyone. You know, we all listen to music. Maybe there's one or two who don't, but that'll be a surprise to hear. So,
yeah, for sure. And as well with that, you know, you have essentially a revenue share structure, and kind of what I was touching on before about how we're incentivizing them to support the artist. But this is on a deeper level because now it's their financial instrument is now reliant on how well the artist does. Now, in my head, it makes me think, okay, well, if I've invested in this artist, how can I push them more into the spotlight to actually benefit me as well? It's more than just supporting the artist. It's now a team effort to actually put this artist's career into a better spot. Yeah, and so like I was touching on before, we've got a lot of utility that we've thought of that's really personalized to fans, whether it's sitting in a studio, having the accessibility of having a phone call on your birthday, maybe it's a 15-minute FaceTime. There's so many different layers to this that we could implement that it makes me really excited because I think right now everyone's kind of doing the same thing and you can see it. Every second person that's in art is kind of doing the same rollouts and it's getting really saturated at the moment. So we're trying to find ways of being different, which I think is really cool about Web3. Everyone's having different avenues that they're attacking. So it really excites me.
All right, so everyone take heed. Major changes on the way. And he's coming on strong. So get your push-ups in, get your burpees in, because ultimately NFTs in music will allow the fans to have an experience that they've never really had before with artists, you know, that personal connection. Being able to experience different avenues that haven't even really been thought of in Web2 music before, right? So, you know, reverse cards, artists can also verify who's invested in them, right? So giving a fans further personalized experience. So yeah, there's a couple of the major change. You know, he's coming in strong, rounding up the troops.
Yeah, and so that's kind of our idea is we want to make music more two-way. Right now it's very one-way, it's very artist-centric and more so record label-centric, the traditional ways of doing things. You know, I'm not sure how savvy we all are with record label deals, but quite often it's an 80-20, 360 deal, meaning the record label takes 80% of everything and the artist gets 20%. So we're essentially flipping that on its head. We're giving the artists and the fans 80%, and then HoodStarz or any decentralized record label that wants to do this takes enough cut to maintain, to scale, and everything basically gets pushed back into the artist, which what we're here trying to do is support creatives, and that's something that, yeah, I think really needs to be looked at.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and so that's essentially it for us. We didn't want to take too much of your time. If anyone wants to check us out further, check us out on HoodStarz or our personal accounts, and we're excited to hear from all you guys about what you guys are doing as well. So we appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.